around. I mean, like, when you're like, hey, I'm going to replace Trill. I'm going to replace Fisher with Trill. You're like, cool, yeah, totally. You know, like, that's awesome.
I mean, he really showed up too. I've been kind of liking this look with the teams flexing not just on the heroes but in roles as well. Something that we got a little bit of a taste of when we saw Smex last season play that main tank role. So Envy Skyfoxes right out of the gate here on Lijiang Control Center. Always a great stomping ground for Reinhardt, Zarya's, and Maze across the world, and we will see that hero come through today. So it's all about that first early great wall, trying to frustrate the other team.
Oh, and what that does is it creates a funnel that Team Envy had to go through. So even if they did want to compete on the point, they were going to be unable to, as they had to walk in a single file line, reminding us of our kindergarten days. Skyfoxes, you're going to be using this man. There are Maze on both sides. These walls, like you said, can be very, very good, just like that one. Walls on both sides. Orphic going to be the first to go down, so Team Envy starting off very strong. 2 kills. It's their fight to lose right now. They've got the numbers. And look at Jaru and his ult charge ahead of Orphic right now. Team Envy are going to be coming up on some ults to hold this too.
Yeah, that's all important. It's not just about getting that first great wall, but oof. What it means is, third kill to round things out before we get into Ice Block, just for style points, and then the spawn. This is just full disrespect right now. But hey, as we said, 2 teams that are interestingly evenly matched, right? So you gotta make a great first statement.
And that's exactly what Team Envy were able to do, and because of all those kills that Ellie were able to get, they're very close to their Blizzard, so it's got to be available for this next fight, and that's going to keep Skyfoxes from really doing anything for the time being if that Blizzard is where it needs to be.
That's the all-important if, Boop. You also have a grab coming online soon for Sharp and a small hallway.
Oh, good wall is going to isolate some of the members of the team. The Earthshatter is down, forced to use the cryo to avoid the Earthshatter. Now it's just trades. Team Envy do have an ultimate advantage, and that's why you're seeing them come out on top. Actually, that's not why. They didn't really involve a ton of ultimates into that fight. A grab and a rally. The rest of them are still there.
Good ultimate discipline from Team Envy. When you're running against a mirror composition, ult economy is all important, right? There's no inherent benefit or advantage to the heroes that you're playing. Skyfox is now coming in with that grab, still at the ready, but they have to weather this long hallway, this dangerous choke point first. Ellie could easily throw out that Blizzard right away, but no, they're going to take the fight on the objective instead.
The Graviton Surge from Skyfoxes is going to go down first. Ellie using actually Skyfox can be using their Blizzard in combination with that Graviton Surge. Ellie still holding on to that Blizzard. Her pockets must be getting pretty cold. Team Envy have 4 ults again coming back in, though they were able to get to 82%.
Yeah. You're used to hot pockets. Let me introduce you to frozen pockets. Very effective for wiping the team, especially in combination with Buds' grab. So not on the Sombra this time around, but making a good impact for his team. However, Envy, they have 82% already there. They just need one more clean fight.
That was so cool, actually, using the opposing player's wall and then blocking off a certain part of the map. That was a heads-up play from Ellie on that wall. Good stuff from them. Skyfoxes, do you still own the point? Team Envy are going to be walking in here very, very soon. They're going to be locking it up. Skyfoxes, I believe, might be able to stall this out, though, before they get to 100.
Yeah, potentially. They have one more good engage. They have a sound barrier. They have an earth shatter, right? But Team Envy are going to be even more comfortable with both support ultimates online. Skyfoxes would really hope for 2 tank ultimates to try and draw them out both, but things are looking dire here. We need a good engage.
Graviton Surge and Rally out for Team Envy. Max going to be able to get the sound barrier out. Keep everyone from Skyfoxes alive. This is do or die for them. If they lose this out, Team Envy is going to win the round, and that's looking like that's going to be the reality that we're in. Team Envy up 3 members already. They didn't even need the Transcendence. They're going to be taking control.
Crimzo, we talk a lot about, you know, the tank play, the DPS play here on Team Envy, but Crimzo certainly worth mentioning as well. Stunned on Team UK with his flex support ability during the World Cup. Oh, JK. Yeah. Sorry, Team UK. No, we had a ton of other amazing
like
UK
80
players
years ago, that would have been right technically.
You know, we're just throwing in a history lesson right here at Learning Channel, folks. But yeah, no, he had an absolutely standout flex support play right there, and you saw him getting those volleys across the map. And that's something that Skyfoxes have to keep their eye out for. So you're swapping things up here. There we go. Buds on the Sombra. I'm so excited to see this guy play because he made such an impact in their matchup against ATL. It would be a shame not to see what he can do against Team Envy, who are running that GOATS. So this is going to be a composition that he's well practiced with against. So Skyfoxes coming out here, so much boot potential between that pharmacy, and the pile drive from Clone Man. And we just gotta watch out. If they can make it to the objective first, they're gonna have a big starting advantage.
Yeah, that EMP barrage is gonna be a big deal once Skyfoxes can get up to that. Buds had no problem last week building up to that EMP. That's why it was such an awesome thing to watch. Buds was an absolute treasure on this Sombra for Skyfoxes. And Atlanta had no idea how to deal with it. Let's see if Team Envy is gonna have a better plan for this Sombra. They have a pretty good plan for Clone Man right now, even though Trill was hacked. So Skyfox is already down to 65, Envy taking the point.
Not the worst news in the world. It's all about how Skyfoxes take their next engagement, because this is when they're going to have their DPS ultimates up. Team Envy wisely expecting that Sombra. You already have Crimzo on the Moira. Very difficult to take her out of the game compared to the more expected Zenyatta play, and he's going to have a Coalescence in this next fight. So ultimates coming online for both sides.
Worth it getting close to that pole spawn. Let's see if the Tracer's going to find anything. Crimso's going to go ahead and use that Coalescence to push Skyfoxes off the point. That's exactly what you're going to see them do. Fire getting the kill onto Lasher, who's been very, very quiet today, as has Buds. I mean, Infinite Stealth doesn't give you an excuse to, you know, whisk away, right? It's like, basically, Buds was screaming with that Sombra last week, and right now it's just kind of a small whisper.
Yeah, exactly. We're talking about library voices right now. But Skyfoxes still have the barrage on hand along with the Valk, so they can continue to sustain this fight in this next engagement. Mac is going to give both the Tracer and the Pharah so much more damage potential with that boost. So Team Envy just have to weather the storm once again, and they're playing around this objective really well.
But still doesn't have that EMP, so Phase's Rocket Barrage is going to be weaker because of that. The Valkyrie going to be coming out from Mac. They are saying that this is going to be a fight that we have to win. If not, Team Envy is going to maintain a little bit of an ult advantage. Skyfoxes have that right now, but they're still going to be going down first. Sharp getting the kill onto Orthic. Team Envy, though, keeping it up with the kill onto Jaru. So that's a 5v5 between Skyfoxes and Team Envy on the objective right now. They're still waiting for the EMP barrage. Buds has the EMP. That's such a good fight-winning ultimate. A lot of the Team Envy have been taken low. Buds uses the EMP, does hack a couple members, but this is actually a pretty even fight still. Orthic is back on this Tracer. Team Envy has gotten what they wanted. They're still, Skyfox is still at 0%. Team Envy at 89. All we need is one more fight.
And things are looking dangerous here, because although Team Envy are sitting in single digits for a lot of their ultimates, one clean engage is all they need. They have all the time in the world to get Sharp up to that grab. Skyfoxes, they have to get so much value from the two ults they have online, this Pulse Bomb and the Barrage. A lot easier said than done, especially against a team like Envy with Ellie Vote right there being very on top of keeping FaZe frustrated, not able to find those good lines of sights.
Oh, the Pulse Bomb is going to be the one that finds some value, as Trill is also hacked, so this is 65 for Skyfoxes. This is good. Team Envy doesn't have to commit anything more to this, but they are, because they want to get to their ultimate. That's a why not at this point, especially if Last Trill is going to go down. Earthshatter is out as well. Skyfox is going by the wayside. Max somehow falls off of the map. FaZe wasn't there, so I guess there was no Pharah in the air to Guardian Angel to a Team Envy. Doesn't care about your wings, they just care about this round win, which they're very close to receiving.
Exactly. Skyfox's last hope right here could be a good EMP into Minefield. Just buy a little bit of space. That's what Skyfoxes haven't had this entire round, just flitting around the periphery of this point as we see FaZe once again trying desperately to get close to that barrage.
Mac needs to get to that Valkyrie shoe. It's very, very close. Crimson going to use that Coalescence, and you see FaZe run right away. The Coalescence is a great way to take the Pharah out of the sky, but it's just going to send them out instead as Jaru's going to take that Clomac. Good EMP going to get more on a Team Envy. This is Skyfox's opening to take this point back at 99%. The Rocket Barrage is going to find members as well. Jaru and Ellie are going to be the last ones on it. This objective, it's not going to be for long, even though Skyfoxes also still only have 3. Orthic can take it though. Ellie's going to get back into mech with self-destruct. That is a big deal for Team Envy. They were Skyfoxes were unable to clean up this point, but they're going to clean up Jaru, but we're still on trades. We're back at a 5v5 now. It's a 5v4. Fire is hacked. Team Envy is going to take this round after coming back. That remech on that D.Va, very, very important. So it was low already too, got right back into the mech, came back, didn't even need the ultimate.
Yeah, that's kind of great stuff right there from Envy. I mean, they net their first win against Skyfoxes, who were so busy hyping up. And I just want to put this question to you, Boop. Do you feel that, you know, I know you are a believer in the in the strength of the Sombra, but do you feel that Skyfoxes was the one who was upping their game? They took that win against Atlanta, or was Atlanta serving them up too many easy opportunities?
After this game, I would after this round, it might be a little different. It is control. help. So things are a little different on control a lot of times, a little bit scrappier. The EMPs, I think, are a little harder to find. It didn't matter last time. I think overall, Skyfoxes outplayed Atlanta last week, and part of that was Atlanta playing themselves a little bit. So I'm just going to go ahead and just pull that parachute and not commit to any answer until we see a little bit more of this
Very
game.
Safe.
Yeah,
Very
thank you, because originally this is actually really funny. We had talking about this, and Evie waited until she had more proof against me to bring it back up.
Just saying, the proof is in the pudding sometimes, you know?
Yeah.
And here's the thing, though. Skyfoxes did not play a bad game. Right, they weren't playing a bad game, but they needed to be more aggressive. Right, you saw so often FaZe just holding onto that barrage, waiting. He was, he was camping in that window, just looking for a perfect time. But like sometimes that time will never go. Right,
Yeah,
you have to create a window for yourself.
That EMP barrage never happened. Right, the EMP went down, 3 or 4 members got hacked, and that was it. And so that's going to be it for Lessard, and we're going to be going to Eichenwald next. I feel like it's been forever since we've seen this map. There was an awesome video on Reddit about how to use a main wall and a symmetric teleporter to come right out of spawn and get a nice pin kill on the objective. Let's see if we're going to see any of those shenanigans. Probably not, as Reddit's not where you should get your information from in terms of how to play this game, most likely.
Oh, that explains so much about my ranked games.
Symmetra Torbjorn?
Symmetra Torbjorn. I'm just that Reinhardt who's definitely like, yo, boost me up, man. I'm going to charge across this rooftop, land a 6 shatter. I always die first.
Well, Team Envy looking good so far, up 1-0 against Skyfoxes, and right now they're a little bit more ground foxes. They're not flying very high. They're
basement foxes.
Yeah, they're staying very low right now as Buds and the rest of the crew unable to get anything going in that last game. And even when they did own the point, Team Envy didn't really care because they were just coming up on their ultimates and they were confident they would come back and win anyway. And we saw just that. What
Skyfoxes had was the ability to burst Envy, but you wait too long, then the death ball just gains so much strength, right? Goats, they get that ball rolling, and it's so hard to burn through all of their ultimates. They're always going to have a little something in the tank. So this time around, it's Envy running the Skyfoxes version of the Hammond dive. Nope, we're going to swap things around, just taking a gander.
Yeah, just maybe.
Just maybe.
We don't know what Skyfoxes are running, and if they're confident in that, they just went ghost. I like to say, right, you're at a restaurant, you can't eat anything, right? You can't decide.
What do you do?
You just go ghost. So that's exactly what Team Envy did, right? You have a hard time making a decision, just go ghost. And so Trill's going to go ahead and assert a little bit of his dominance and his hammer in some faces, but Bud's finally showing up on this kill feed. Crimzo going down, so that's a quick reset. I like the decision from Team Envy. No reason to be more ult charge.
No, absolutely not. We might even see a swap into a Moira potentially. No, Crimzo going to give it another go. So this is the difficulty running against a Sombra. Your attention's so split. You want your Brigitte to be in the front line, to set up those shield bashes to help enable your tanks, but at the same time, you know there's an assassin lurking your back line every fight. So Sharp going to try and push forward, high energy.
Very low on the ult. Sharp doesn't have any more barriers, self-barriers there, so you're going to see Evie step forward a little bit more, but no, you're going to see a little bit of space because Ellie does go down. They really do want to keep Sharp on this high charge before the damage.
He has to stay alive, but Elivote too, it's like, where do you put your resources? This Sombra cuts away everybody's ability to keep themselves alive. That puts so much pressure on your supports to not only, be wary, like, am I about to die? And as you're, like, healing your Lucio, you're like, oh, well, crap, our Diva just got hacked into mech. So it's such an advantageous position that Buds has right here, especially on the defense. He can set up exactly where he wants to be. His translocator is exactly where he needs to escape any sticky situations. Team Envy, every time they take one step forward, they gotta be watching for the potential 2 steps back.
Bud's unable to get that hack onto Diva. The EMP is going to come here in just a second, right after the Earth Shatter. 5 members. Crimzo was already using trans, so maybe saw that coming from a mile away. Team Envy are going to survive these hacks as Crimzo getting pretty low. The rally armor could help out, but no, it doesn't. 6v5 now for Skyfoxes, 5v5 now for both teams. Earth Shatter coming in from Skyfox, going to knock 3 onto the ground. Jaru's not going to last much longer. Ellie getting taken down very low. He's going to use the self-destruct to try to get back onto the mech and actually gets Buds in the process. The translocator might have been destroyed, or it was in a improper position to survive that self-destruct. As Team Envy do bring this back, Buds was able to get that first kill. Crimzo died early, but Team Envy are back on this point. They're going to grab it.
Fire got his sound barrier at the exact correct moment. Got a little lucky there, Team Envy. They were able to sustain the fight, so all of those trades were in their favor. As the attackers, they have a really big advantage just with the respawn distance. So Skyfoxes, they got a reset, but again, just, you know, they've been playing a really solid game here. They just need to make sure not to overinvest in some of these next fights because Streets phase can be very snowbally. You already have this high ground here, see what kind of advantage you can get. Team Envy, they got a grab, but unless you're Kobeing it up all the way into the ramparts, Sharp's probably going to wait for the engage.
I really want to see Reinhardt drop from the highest high ground in Overwatch to like a 180 shatter as you go down. His Bud's going to get another EMP off, get 5 members. That's 10 out of 12 on the last 2 EMPs, and Skyfoxes are going to get Team Envy to go back to spawn and reset.
It was likely a lost fight for Team Envy. It's a good on them that they didn't invest any ultimates into that fight. Buds hadn't pressed EMP for a while, so you probably expected that you were going to walk into something like that. So Envy now coming in will have the grab at the ready along with Trill's Earth Shatter. So while Lastro might have trance for this grab, nothing there for the Earth Shatter, very likely. So Jaro as well close to this rally. Going to be a big ultimate showdown. It's FaZe who pushes the trigger first. Clone Man picks up the kill as well, and again, another easy fight for Skyfoxes.
So these easy fights are coming because of how they're using their ultimates together and not over-investing in anything. Just one EMP that time around. Skyfox is getting the pick, though. Team Envy are going to come back a little bit stronger this time around with an Earth Shatter and a potential self-destruct. Potentially all 6 ultimates, where Skyfoxes is not going to have that grab.
So Envy can use those support ults to keep tempoing the fight, keep getting some of that free distance, but you can't forget about Buds. 70% up to that EMP, which will absolutely nullify any support ultimates you have online if you can catch them.
Cloman going to use that Fire Strike to get a little bit more damage onto Team Envy as they walk in, but usually that's just an aggressive assertive dominance thing. Jaru's going to get knocked onto the ground. Transcendence is going to be pushed out. Trill's going to be pushed out completely. Skyfoxes now still have those 6 members. This is what we wanted to see in that last round. We did not see the Skyfoxes on control, but better late than never for this team. They're keeping Team Envy from making any sort of progress on this payload so far.
Very good usage of the EMP right there for Buds. Trill actually got the bubble from Sharp, but still got shattered. So just a little unlucky in terms of timing right there. But Buds using that EMP not offensively as you might have expected watching the VOD from last week, but rather once Team Envy was already in disarray, had lost their main tank, weren't maybe thinking about their positioning, that's when he strikes, catches so many people off guard. And already Crimzo hacked again. So Team Envy having a hard time advancing at all.
FaZe is going to go ahead and use that Graviton Surge on the payload. Sound Barrier is there to counter it. Team Envy do have some ults to come back into this fight. Earth Shatter going to knock 1 on the ground, just FaZe, but the Sound Barrier is there to make sure everyone is still all right. No one has died so far other than Sharp, so Skyfox is going to find themselves on top after, you know, both teams using similar ultimates, and the scary part about this is Bud still has that EMP.
He's been insane. The moment after I said, yo, he just hacked Crimzo, he hacks LA Vote, and then you know what comes out from FaZe? Grav. So Skyfoxes is not just about playing that GOAT's playbook, but getting maximum value, making sure that every one of these engagements will go the way you want it to. And already Bud's in the backline. He's going to hit everybody if he lets it go right now.
There it is! Stop in the name of love, my friends. Team Envy gonna get hacked, but a couple ultimates were able to come out. Crimzo is down, no Transcendence for them, but there's still 13 seconds left on the clock. If Envy are able to stall this fight out, Crimzo is gonna come back, and he's gonna come back with that Transcendence, and they need it right now. Sharp also trying his best to get to that Graviton Surge, but Lastro has a Transcendence of his own. Let's see what's going to happen first. Ellie Vote going to get taken very low. Right now, Ellie is there to protect the rest of the team. Not even close to that self-destruct. Trills is going to come back, and here is that Transcendence from Crimzo. So it looks like Skyfoxes were unable to really finish off the fight, but they are going to get another defense as they held very up close.
Overtime pressure. Making things work for Envy right there. Trill just going and hammering away, takes the Brig out first. However, that means he's not going to have Earth Shatter for this next fight. Sharp's ult and Ellie Vote, actually rather Ellie just getting back into mech, but Sharp's grab is going to be the only thing standing between Team Envy and potential point B hold right here, so that's going to definitely be scary.
Graviton Surge is going to lock Skyfoxes up in that unwilling hug. Still no self-destruct to combo that, but Trill doesn't care about ultimates. He's just going to use his shoulders. He's going to get Orthic down, and then Clone Man Trill really showing up. I guess it doesn't matter who's playing Reinhardt for Team Envy because both have done some amazing things these last 2 weeks. Trill rocking it right now.
He's really gotten into that groove. You can tell he's swinging with confidence, 70% up to his next shatter. So I like the way that Envy are trying to adapt right here. If you sit back on your haunches, Buds will get a good hack. He will EMP you, so you need to make those windows of opportunity happen for yourself. You must play proactively. And now, rounding this third corner, they're going to need every ounce of that coming forward.
Team Envy have the Earthshatter, they have the rally, they've got what they need, but they don't have a ton of time on the clock. Under a minute now. Skyfoxes have the EMP. Buds is going to go ahead and use it. 2 members hacked on the other side. 1 will go down. Transcendence comes a little late. Crimzo was not hacked at that time. I do believe he still had a little bit of time for that Transcendence. You know, some trades here and there. 42 seconds left. Team Envy are going to get another shot at this. The last time we said that, Skyfoxes bungled their opportunity for a defense.
Yeah, very possibly, but oh no, they're not going to do it again. Sharp with that really early Graviton Surge caught them off guard, and now the attacker's pouring in here. Fire ready with that sound barrier to keep these couple members alive as this payload finally rounding that second corner. But Skyfoxes have 5 ultimates to their name, and sometimes the numbers will win out here. Envy with 4. Who's going to pop theirs first?
No trance, though.
No
so
trance.
They're not going to have that other support ultimate. Crimzo could absolutely pop off in this fight. Loadman taken very low. Sound barrier has to be used to save him. So Skyfox is not wanting to use the sound barrier in that situation, but there isn't a Graviton Surge to worry about. As Earthshatter going to be coming down, Elivo and Trill are going to be on the ground. Earthshatter now the other way, only getting phased, who had already used his ultimate. EMP is going to hit all 6 members from a Buds. Is it going to be enough? Team Envy getting taken low, but not completely. But Skyfox is coming back. Trill going down is a huge blow for Team Envy's chances of finishing Eichenwald right here, right now. His face is going to be switching to Wrecking Ball to come back onto the payload because the defensive spawns are so friendly right now. Team Envy going to be falling by the wayside because Buds getting a 6-man EMP. You know, we talk about Bernard bombs, we talk about Poco bombs, and maybe it's time to start talking about Buds EMPs.
Undoubtedly, EMP for closer to the league. And what a way to close out that fight. It's Trill, you saw. I mean, once again, it's not as if Envy is sleeping on the job. They were reacting very well. Although, of course, Crimzo, you can always point out Crimzo's unfortunately timed trance. That's didn't save anybody except himself and his fellow support, so not the value you'd want to get. But Trill getting caught in that shatter, he knows that they've just invested that sound barrier, tries his best to make something out of it, counter shatters, gets a couple of the members of Skyfoxes, but in the end, that overwhelming ultimate advantage just won out the day. And it wasn't just the numbers, it was that specific one, EMP.
Exactly. Well, the other thing is that sound barrier was used to keep Clone Man alive, as Clone Man was taken very low, very early on. And when you have to use something that's not rehearsed like that, right? You use the sound barrier in response to an ult 90% of the time. That time was different, and you saw how Skyfoxes couldn't really handle that.
Yeah, and, you know, Skyfoxes, they're the ones who are usually in the driver's seat. Right? They're like, oh, well, we run a really great Sombra.
This season, yes.
Yeah, so this season, undoubtedly. But, you know, we run a really great Sombra. There's, like, all kinds of things that we can do. So many great openers, so much good positioning here. But so when they're on the ones, you know, kind of forced to think on their feet, may not have gone as smoothly. Our past is the past. A lot of these teams have been excelling very well on attack and struggling in defense. So things still bode well for Skyfoxes potentially to even things up here, take Eichenwald, but Buds is back on the Zarya, no Sombra to be seen.
Last time Buds was on Zarya, we barely saw Skyfoxes on control as Team Envy completely demolished them. Buds was not having a good time on that Zarya either, so this time around though, they're going to drop that Sombra for the Zarya. You know, just like they said, you know, don't know what soda to get? Just go goats. So Team Envy is going to be using Jaru on that Ana. So this is a very popular thing that's been happening. The DPS players flexing on to Ana, dropping that Brig. You know, a little bit, the aiming, you know, on these DPS players is pretty good. Yep, exactly. So Jaru also with the purple going to be very good to counter the Transcendence. So if Team Envy are able to get a grab, get in on the Skyfoxes, get the grenade in there. It doesn't matter if he's ulting. But Skyfoxes doesn't matter about what I'm talking about because they're fighting right now. They're going to get 3 kills. And the way that Skyfox is playing right now, it bodes well for Streets phase. But Team Envy had a hard time getting through that.
So hard to brawl in that front line without a Brigitte. As much control as the Ana affords you, you have to get to that all-important nano boost. That's your goal as the defense running Ana. Get that early nano. It's going to give you the staying power to hold another fight. But Skyfox has just walked forward. Envy's like, hey, this is our point. And they're like, says who? right? Just came through with that aggression. They didn't worry too much about their backline, which is doing quite well for itself, if I do say so myself. Lastro ready with that trance, and Team Envy forced to swap their game plan now.
Yeah, Lastro's been pretty on point with those trances so far, as Bud's going to get stunned before being able to use the Graviton Surge, and that's a big deal because now they don't have it. Team Envy have a 6v5 now, and this defense looking strong, holding even closer than Skyfoxes held them earlier on.
A good defense right here. This is what you would want to see from Envy. And a grab! All right, Buds.
Crimzo is going to use it to keep everyone from Team Envy alive. Skyfox is investing that grab. It looked like he was a little PO'd the fact that he wasn't able to use it in that last fight. Made sure he used it this time around, but no value coming from it. Team Envy also have 3 ultimates on this defense. There is still a ton of time. We're upcoming to 4 minutes and 20 seconds for Skyfoxes.
I was going to say, Skyfoxes did get the trance out from Crimzo, but with the kill onto Lastro, you know, they've just bought themselves more time to get that support ultimate back again. If you invest an ultimate to try and come out of spawn like that, you better hope that it works, because right now Skyfox is working with a big disadvantage. Sound barrier.
Oh, Earthshatter's going to knock 4 onto the ground. Oh, beautiful work from Team Envy. Just read Skyfoxes like a book, and it wasn't even like a complicated book. It was like a Mother Goose type of nursery
book,
rhyme.
right?
Yeah.
Exactly. Brown bear, what do you see?
Pop up, maybe.
I see a Trill charging at me,
Yep.
because yo, this guy is feeling the Reinhardt. You can tell right here.
Oh.
Big fire strike.
Big fire strike and the Graviton Surge. They're spawn camping them right now, so Team Envy cannot lose this, because if they do, Skyfox are going to find themselves right back onto the payload on Street Space. Oh, almost an environmental kill onto Horthic, but is able to come back onto the stairwell. Transcendence now from Team Envy is gone. Buds has a Graviton Surge, and Team Envy's got nothing. So if he's able to lock them up, this is going to look good for Team Envy. Last year going to be going down. Graviton Surge from Buds is going to be effective onto Team Envy. That is like exactly what you don't want. You look at those check marks, and one of them is up, and that's that grab, and it's not yours.
Yeah, Envy definitely overstaying their welcome here.
Look at where the payload is.
Yeah, this payload's super awkward. I mean, it's already all the way back at point A. And Team Envy have certainly bought themselves lot of time. That was a great hold right there. Although I would point out Crimzo's trance to try and see if they could spawn camp them for, like, I don't know, the 7th time. Maybe a little bit of an overinvestment, because Skyfoxes, they hold the control in these fights now with that big ult advantage. However, Envy coming back in here, they can do to Skyfoxes just what was done to them with some good aggressive Rhine play.
Yo, I freaking love Trill. I'll talk about that in a second, but he is leading the charge right now. Jaru is going to be going down. Good focus on it to Jaru. And even though Skyfoxes are going to win out on this fight, you saw Trill leading the charge, dropping down. He wanted to get things going. And one of Team Envy's biggest problems last season was Trill, you know, going in, being aggressive, and not having a team behind him.
That was absolutely a very crystal clear issue that Envy had in terms of their engagements. This time around, at least everybody died together.
Yeah.
So that does mean that they're going to have a full 6-man for this defense. However, we see Clone Man waving high. He now feels that the sun is shining on his side of the fence. As we come in here, phase ready with that bomb, could catch somebody out very early on.
Pretty even fight going both ways, actually. Graviton Surge is going to be first from Team Envy. They're going to be going for their bigger bang combo. Not going to get anything. Trill going to use that Earthshatter. Knock 2 onto the ground. Sound barrier is there though. Frill has to be very careful. Good pin. Phase, though, not going to get demeched just yet. Frill almost got knocked off the bridge. Thank goodness for that pin. Team Envy are coming back on this defense. Trill was booped. Ooh. That's the only bad thing that happened to Team Envy, though. Is Team Envy going to get this defense? Skyfox got to try again.
We talk a lot about Reinhardt's with those crazy cross-map charges. Oh, it's a tactical reposition, but it actually worked out for Trill this time around. Caught Phase took him away from the safety of his team. The DMEC follows, and even though Trill gets booped, Envy still hold. Now this is a scary place for Skyfoxes. You have a minute to try and get some more of these ultimates, because while you're holding on to the bigger bang combo, you know that Envy are going to be able to react to it. What else do you have coming in?
Clone Man getting the barrier so he can get through that doorway. Graviton Surge going to be locking up about 5 members of Team Envy. Sound barriers there. Bigger bang not going to get anything. Really good stuff there from Team Envy to survive all of that because a lot of them were stunned from the Earth Shatter as well. But Jaru going to be falling by the wayside. Skyfox is just having a little bit of a cleaner fight. This is kind of one of those fights where no team really did anything massively wrong. Skyfoxes just played a little bit cleaner.
Envy did have their hand slightly forced. Oh, Fire gets the boop kill on the Ryan. Okay. Envy, though, they did kind of have their hand forced. You saw that Crimzo threw out the trance first, thinking, maybe it's just going to be a grab, but then you have the bomb coming in as such a crisp, well-timed charge from Clone Man meant Fire had to drop the B. Otherwise, the whole team would have already died from that combo. So now Skyfoxes, though, will have to meter their aggression just a little bit. No ultimates online as of right now.
Oh, I believe the Earth Shatter was canceled through a stun, that shield bash. Skyfox is going to be using their Graviton Surge. Self-Destruct not getting anything, but Clone Man's going to get even more than a Self-Destruct could at this point in time. Skyfox is going to clean up Team Envy. Team wipe.
A little unlucky right there. Elivote used the self-destruct. Thought maybe got something. Every now and then you see a self-destruct as a counter for a grab, but it wasn't placed properly that time around. So Skyfox is now, Team Envy. They got to be nervous right here. Clone Man still has that Shatter at the ready.
Earth Shatter going to be knocking Crimzo onto the ground. He has Transcendence, so this is a really good opportunity for them to grab some kills, but Crimzo going to be able to use it. Good shielding from Trill from that self-destruct. Skyfox is going to be knocked down onto the ground as well. 4 members gonna get stunned from that Earth Shatter. Trill, man, that is some big Ryan energy if I've ever seen it. Team Envy looking good. They're gonna get this defense 0.54 meters, but there is still 32 seconds left and only a sound barrier for Team Envy and a grab potentially for Skyfoxes.
One more fight here. Fire has the sound barrier. That's a massive advantage over Skyfoxes, who have to get in position to use Bud's Graviton Surge if they even get to that point, because Elivote getting close to that self-destruct. We could see another early one thrown out there, catch somebody out. Team Envy playing on the cart now. This is both teams' last chance.
One fight to rule them all. Team Envy want to get up 2-0. Skyfox is wanting to enter at halftime 1-1. Who is going to take it? Trill's going to try to enter Skyfox's backline. Just going to swing his hammer a couple times. He and Clone Man are so close together in terms of that Earth Shatter charge. Graviton Surge into Bigger Bang combo right on top of the team. This could be actually huge, and it is. Eliva, what a cherry on top for Team Envy. 4 kills, you knew it. You saw that mech just settle on top of the team. Oh my goodness, Team Envy making me eat my words, get that hype right back from Skyfoxes, who aren't playing terribly. Team Envy and Trill are playing so well right now.
Look at that last fight, right? Everybody dancing around. Nobody wants to be the first one to pop an ultimate because, as we always say, Zarya who grabs later gets a better grab. Ryan who shatters later gets a better shatter oftentimes, so nobody wants to be the first, but you have to engage at some point. And finally, Envy just realized, yo, we have a bomb, and I don't think they have sound barrier. Didn't they use sound barrier that last fight? Win in clinical bomb placement right there. It's absolutely, as you said, Boop, you could just feel it in your soul. This one's going to be a big one.
Well, we're up 2-0. Team Envy over Skyfoxes entering halftime. We're going to take a 6-minute break, but for now, let's kind of think about the fact that Buds maybe should be on Sombra after this next half. Maybe Envy is just making sure they don't even get an opportunity to try anything good. Envy playing so well. We'll see everyone in 6 minutes for the conclusion of the series.